If you're running a serious business, there's nothing more exhausting than explaining yourself over and over and over. Your message may be clear to you, your team thinks that it's obvious, your website reads just fine, but prospects hesitate. Sales calls start with context instead of decision making, and you feel like your marketing should be doing the heavy lifting by now. That, my friend, is the hidden cost of a message that sounds good but doesn't give people a very clear next step. And unfortunately, the bigger your business gets, the more expensive that hesitation becomes for your bottom line. And here is the trap. When your message sounds good, you assume that it's working. But sounds good is not the same as moving people into action. So if your pitch is polished, your content gets engagement, your website looks professional, and you still hear things like, this isn't really urgent right now. We need to internally align. Let me circle back with you. Things that we've always heard if you've been running a business for any period of time. Then your message is doing one thing very well. It's explaining to people what you do, but it's not inspiring people to take action. And today I want to show you why that happens, why it matters more than you may think, and how to fix it in under 24 hours without rewriting your entire brand or starting from scratch. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Jordi-Lakeem Foster, and I have been in the media and production business for over a decade. Since that time, I've worked with over 700 clients. Some of those clients are H&M, Paramount Studios, New York University. We recently came out of a 100th anniversary campaign for one of our real estate firm clients, and many, many more clients in between. And over the time of working on these various campaigns for the last decades, I have learned that in order to get people into action, your message not only has to be very clear, but it also has to direct people as to what the next step is. And that's exactly what we're going to uncover today. And here we go. Now, to get right into it, the core problem that we have is people understand what you do, but they don't know what to do. And this is the case that I've found for many websites. Many times I've spoken to people in conversation, and I have some examples I'll show you guys if you stay towards the end of the video. So most businesses assume that if people understand what they do, people will naturally be inspired to take action. And I can tell you that that is just certainly not the case. We recently did an ad campaign for one of our jewelry clients, and we had some videos that were trending Instagram reels. At the time of this recording, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Snapchat, all those platforms have moved over to an interest-based system. And what we found was that the engagement was extremely high on these videos, but because we didn't have a call to action on the end of the videos, we found that they didn't get us as many sales as we wanted. So the key here is that somebody may understand what you do, how you do it, but the truth is they don't see step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and all the other steps that they need to take them over into action. So the key here is explaining something to somebody. It doesn't mean that they're going to take action for this. That's really what's happening. And this is because all the in-between steps, in order to get somebody to take action, they're invisible to your client because they did not take the time to study the thing to the depth that you did. Now, when we look at this, I want to really share with you guys why this matters. So clear messages do not automatically create action. A message can feel complete while leaving the decision unresolved. When direction is missing, hesitation feels safer than action, and that's because the default setting in the human brain is to not do anything if you don't understand what is going on. In fact, people can still agree with the message and still avoid making a decision, which is why you find people understand that, hey, in order for you to live a healthy lifestyle, you have to go to sleep on time, eat right, and drink plenty of water. But most people don't do it, even though they do agree that doing those things will lead to a healthy, longer lifespan. Here's the thing: action will require a reason and a path, not just information. So let me explain what that means, right? A message can still be clear and it will fail if it doesn't help somebody to make a decision. People do not, unfortunately, want to think. People want to be told what to do in a way that benefits them. So your message will break when the following occurs. If your message has no direction built into it. So if I come up to you and I say, hey, I run a marketing agency and we help people generate more leads, somebody may say, oh, wow, I need more leads generated for my business. If I don't follow up with anything, or if I don't say, hey, my agency helps you to generate leads, and if you want to generate more leads, call this number. They won't even think of that. That's how plain we need to make this stuff. So your message has no built-in direction, and it's not fully clear to people when people know what you do, but they don't know what to do next. This may even occur where people say this makes sense, but they never make a decision. They never fill out the opt-in form. They never come to the event. Or sometimes people may believe that you are the one, but they just don't feel compelled to act. And let me show you how this happens in the reverse. So the reverse of people knowing what you want to do, but now they know what to do next, is when people know exactly what step to take next. So remember the step 1, step 2, step 3. That is what you need to give people. You need to make it so clear for them that they're absolutely not confused. Next is when people understand what choice they're being asked to make and why it matters. So you can tell people what to do. You also need to tell them why they need to do the thing and why it matters to them. And then lastly, people need a reason to act now. If you look at the beauty industry and you look at the uptake of weight loss supplements, why do people feel so compelled to take them as opposed to going to the gym? Well, the gym, you have to get up, put on your clothes, make your way to the gym, start working out, and then guess what? You won't start seeing results till after 30 to 60 days. It's slow, it's long, and it's hard. And that's why the gym industry fitness industry routinely has cancellations upon cancellations upon cancellations. Whereas if you look at weight loss surgery or weight loss supplements, any of those things, they get you the result faster. Here's the truth. People want to lose weight and people want to lose weight now, but they don't want to do the in-between steps. And that's why when you have a weight loss product, I'm not going to name any in this video. You guys know what they are. When people see them, they're like, wow, this is going to get me the results faster and I could skip the working out. So they feel compelled to do the weight loss surgery. They feel compelled to do the pill or the injection, whatever it is. And these are the reasons. So when people have to think, again, they do nothing. When you show people what the outcome is by making a decision with you, then you get them to act. So I'm going to show you some examples of what this looks like in real life, things that I see every single day. Let's look at Petri, which provides plumbing services. If you look at what they say on their website, you see a number of services that they offer: air conditioning, heating, HVAC, plumbing, drain and sewer, financing, etc. So they provide a number of services. What's good here is you see that they've been serving Brooklyn since 1906. That's credible, but there's no action. Everything here is very passive. Now, if I were to rewrite Petri services, here's what I would say. This is what my headline would be. When your plumbing fails, get a licensed Brooklyn Get a licensed Brooklyn plumber today. The new headline, well, subheadline would read Fast response for leaks, clogs, and emergencies. No guessing, no waiting. Very simple, very clear. Let me show you guys another example. We have a design firm here called Designity, and they say Superside versus Designity, a more flexible and transparent partner. A fair comparison between Superside and Designity, demonstrating how we deliver flexibility, transparency, and scalable solutions with no annual commitments and hidden fees. So this part here, if you don't know what Superside is, you have already forfeited everything else that comes after it, because now your mind says, well, what's Superside? The This portion, and this is me giving my opinion here, guys. A fair comparison between Superside and Designity, demonstrating how we deliver. All right, if we look at this part, the flexibility, the transparency, and scalable solutions with no annual commitments, that's the part that people care about more. So what I would do here is I would write something like this, and this is if I'm aiming for clarity in somebody. My new headline would say, Get unlimited design work. I'll actually bring it over here for you. I would say something like this: Get unlimited design work without hiring or long term contracts. Wow. Okay, design work, I know what design is. That could be graphic design, so on. So, and if I were to work with Designity and I figured out that they had a specific service type that they specialize in, we would be able to use that instead of general design work. But let's start here. Get unlimited design work without hiring or long-term contracts. That's great. Next, submit requests today. Get professional designs delivered in days. Amazing. So now you have appealed to this need for speed that clients want, and it's very clear that you're coming here to get design work. Now, the name of the company does wonders because it says Designity. So to some extent, you can assume that you're going to get design work. But we want to make sure that things are clear, because when I read Superside versus Designity, it doesn't tell me anything. So we covered a plumbing example, we covered a design example. The last example we have here is a headshot photographer example. Now, I come from a very strong production background, and I would put money on it that most photographer websites look like this. Headshots by Scott, great. It tells me that he does headshots. I can see headshots. That's the benefit of being a photographer. You're able to create your own images. But now I'm lost because all I'm seeing is a sea of professional images. So I did the work for you guys. I scrolled down a little bit and I found this: Headshots by Scott, professional headshots for actors and professionals. And Scott's telling you that he does stunning headshots. Whether you need actors, headshots, or ERA headshots, I deliver high quality images. All right, pulled straight out of AI, that's fine. What would we do to rewrite this headline for Scott, knowing that he, let's say you need a fresh look for your audition, LinkedIn, or your personal brand? He's going to ensure that you leave with photos that make you look confident, approachable, or ready to take on your industry. What would we do for Scott? We would summarize all of this and we would say, Scott, hey, if you work with me at Headshots by Scott, you get headshots that help you get casted, hired, or taken seriously. Immediately in this one sentence, you know that if you're an actor, you're looking for getting a casting. If you're looking for a new job in the market, you're going to get hired. Or if you are a professional that wants to get taken seriously, this is exactly what would happen. Now, the subheadline would read something like, update your headshot so people say yes faster. And this gets to the heart of the matter, because ultimately, when you do a professional headshot, the goal is you want somebody to take you seriously. Now, these are some bad examples. Let me show you guys what some good examples look like without the rewrite from one of my clients. Now, for clients here that give a clear message with a clear path forward, this is for one of my clients that does work with the Department of Education here in New York City. So the question we ask here is, what if your school could improve attendance, empower families, and build future-ready students starting this semester? Over 60 schools have already seen the difference. Join the movements that's transforming student lives and school outcomes in real time. Would you look at that? Right? So we're giving you a very clear, we're going to help your school improve attendance, empower families, and build your students for the future, all packed into that headline. Now, we've also been able to demonstrate in 10 seconds that over 60 schools, so this is the social proof, over 60 schools have already seen the difference. Now we're telling them to join the movement. Now they have two options right after that. They could either get started or they could hit the About Us to learn more. But when somebody lands on this website, they're not going to think that this is an ice cream machine. They're not going to think that this is a community-based program. They're going to see, and it's baked into the name, that this is a consulting company that can help your school to do just that. Let's look at another example here in the messaging world. So here we help founders and executive teams sharpen their message, elevate their brand, and build a content system that consistently attracts premium clients. When your story is clear and your presence aligns with your value, you stop chasing attention and become the industry's go-to choice. Next, you have a call to action to get your free marketing score and read some success stories. Now, the powerful thing about these two examples is you don't have to guess what you're going to get on the other side. And that is the level of clarity that you want when you are putting a message out there to reduce the amount of questions that people ask you after the fact. So now, to summarize, guys, if you found this video helpful and if this made you rethink something in your business, don't rush to fix it yet, because there may be other things broken that you may not be aware of. So I created a tool for my clients that I'm going to be making available to you guys called the Marketing Scorecard. And it's a free 5-minute assessment that will help you to see what's working and what's not. The link is going to be below the first link in my description. And in just 5 minutes, you'll have a very clear picture of what deserves your attention first. Because remember, you don't need to fix everything all at once. You just need to fix the most important point of pain, and then you'll be able to unlock great results. So I hope that this video was helpful. If you guys like this, give it a like, give us a subscribe, and share it with a friend. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.